Hey everyone, welcome back to Fantasy Theory. Today we'll be breaking down What If Episode 7 titled What If Hela Found the 10 Rings. In my trailer breakdown I predicted it was Hela and Odin fighting together, but in this episode I was proven wrong. We actually see Hela join the sides of the 10 Rings. The episode combines 3 different MCU movies into one story. The first Thor, Thor Ragnarok, and Shang-Chi. I enjoyed this episode more than I thought I would, but let's go ahead and get started. The scene starts with a mural on the ceiling that Hela uncovered in Thor Ragnarok, where it shows she is the original wielder of Mjolnir, a time before Thor was even born. As we saw in Ragnarok, this mural was different from its original piece as it was covered by Odin. We also see in this original mural the 9 realms that Odin is set to conquer, as well as other Norse mythology tales. Hela also supports her green suit and antler crown while wielding Mjolnir on the back of a wolf called Fenris. Perhaps this was the wolf in Thor Ragnarok. Another note on this mural I'd like to add is Odin's crown is different and is more similar to Hela's with its antler design. Another standout was the symbol underneath Odin, which is the same symbol on Mjolnir in the first Thor that we see. Odin's seen holding his spear, Gungnir, which is reminiscent of how much Thor relied on Mjolnir in Thor Ragnarok. Moving on, the Watcher explains and says, in the campaign of Fire and Blood. We also learn that Fire and Blood is also the title of one of George R.R. Martin's works, this one being based off the House of Dragon series, which I also believe this episode took some inspiration from as well. The mural continues to show other parts of Hela's story, which include her and Odin conquering the Dark Elves with the help of Valkyrie, which we know these are the Pegasus riding warriors from Thor Ragnarok who Hela actually attacked and killed. The actress Cate Blanchett, who plays Hela in the MCU, comes back to voice her in this series. This always makes me happy when the actor or actress who plays the character comes back to voice their character as well. Alright, on to the rest of the episode. We see dead bodies scattered along Heimdall's observatory. Hela and Odin are going back and forth because after conquering the 9 realms, Hela states there is a whole cosmos out there, why stop at 9 realms? Odin strips Hela of her powers and casts her to hell. Not only does Odin do this, he also breaks Mjolnir, just like Hela did in Ragnarok. Odin also whispers a spell onto Hela's crown, just like he did to Mjolnir in the first Thor. Whereas the spell in MCU's Thor Mjolnir is whoever is deemed worthy shall pick it up, Odin in this episode says whoever is deemed to show mercy would wear this crown. Odin angrily throws Hela's crown into the Bifrost, and her and her crown crash land in China. This is reminiscent of the first Thor, where Thor and Mjolnir land in New Mexico. Another similarity between this episode and the first Thor is that it is raining when Hela crash lands, same as when Thor landed. Now in the Shang-Chi film, it alluded to 10 rings being found in a crater, which is what Hela's crown is now in when Hela and Wenwu meet. However, the Watcher states that the most powerful forces on Earth often come from beyond, as Wenwu looks to the sky with his 10 rings glowing. This hinting that the 10 rings, just as Thor's hammer and Hela's crown, have also come from the cosmos. Hela appears in front of Wenwu's army and speaks their native language, asking where her crown is, while Wenwu responds to her in English. This shows that the two of them are bilingual. Hela pushes her hair back as she always does before Antler Crown is revealed, only for nothing to happen. She gets punched in the face by a soldier in slow motion, which is reminiscent of when Loki got punched in the face in slow motion in Loki Season 1, Episode 1. Wenwu traps Hela in the 10 rings and she says that power is not of this realm. Wenwu responds with, neither are you. Hela tries to lift the crown from the crater and struggles just as Thor did with his hammer in the first Thor. This scene is reminiscent of the first Thor with the slow motion rain shots and both of them feeling defeated. Hela realizing she can't lift the crown, one of the soldiers says to Wenwu, do we execute her? But the scene cuts and Hela is being escorted to Wenwu where he invites her to dinner. She accepts, saying, I've been subjected to worse types of torture, which I wonder what that could possibly be. He points for her to change into a red traditional dress, the same color that the women wear on their wedding days, he claims, but diving deeper into that is the same color as his son's suit in Shang-Chi. Just as they're about to share a kiss, Hela attacks him and flees from the soldiers running over the rooftop. She meets Morris, the furry pet with wings from Shang-Chi. If you remember, he was kept by Trevor Slade, the hilarious guy, and who was also in Iron Man 3. Morris helps Hela, saying he knows a way out and they escape on horseback. Morris leads her to the same bamboo forest that he led Shang-Chi and his friends to. She arrives in Ta Lu, but is attacked by Jia Yi, but Morris was too late in trying to tell her. You could also almost hear him say right behind. Jia Yi wears the same outfit, hat, and mask as Ying Li did in Shang-Chi when she fought Wenwu. They both use the same style of airbending, fighting, and magic. Flying in the sky, we see a flock of fengungs, which are flaming phoenix-like birds that we saw in Shang-Chi. What I've also taken notice is that Hela starts to become more comedic throughout the episode, just like Thor in the MCU movies. Hela states that her only quarrel is Wenwu. Odin and Odin's girlfriend, Frigga, which is Thor's future mother, Jia Yi, explains that they protect Earth from things of the dark world, including her, but Hela tries to make nice with them, saying to teach her their ways. The scene cuts to Heimdall, where he says to Odin that he can no longer see Hela in his range. Odin asks if he thinks she's dead, but Heimdall responds with, there is only a few beings capable of killing a god, and that who holds the power of the Ten Rings. This scene sets up a fight between Odin and Wenwu, who wields the Ten Rings. We see Odin by his throne, which is looking different than it did in the first arc. His throne has two snake heads, one on either end. This could be symbolizing a darker version of Odin. Jia Yi teaches Hela the Chinese art of paper folding, different from the Japanese origami. This is called zezi. Jia Yi also uses her airbending magic to break down Hela into figuring out what she truly wants. The laundry that Jia Yi is airbending around Hela forces her to go under the ground, and we get memory of a young Hela with Odin taking away and unleashing her young wolf pet. Hela breaks out of the airbending magic and says she just wants freedom to choose her own path, not power or control. I genuinely wonder if this was kind of an issue for Hela in the MCU. I know she doesn't really show that, but I wonder if that is something of her issues. We watch a montage of her training, but it is cut short by the arrival of Odin and Talu. Hela suits up and is stopped by Jia Yi, saying she still has more training and is not ready. She also states that her people are guardians, not fighters, and if she chooses to go down this path, she will do it alone. Hela responds with, she has to face her father if she wants to be fully free from his control, and she will do it with or without them. At this point in the episode, this is a reversal from the beginning, where we saw Hela as the invader and wanting more, and Odin being almost the protector. Now we see Odin invading Talo for the rings, and Hela protecting them and the people. The roles have been swapped. Hela and Wenwu approach Odin, and she tells Wenwu that they have to separate Odin from his spear Gungnir. We've seen the spear in the MCU since the first Thor. This spear actually comes from Norse mythology and is known as the Spear of the Heavens. The three of them fight, and Odin shocks Wenwu when he is able to grasp one of the 10 rings. But ultimately, that will be his downfall when Hela uses her new passive fighting style to separate Odin from Gungnir, and Wenwu is able to punch Odin with all 10 rings, knocking him down. Hela shows mercy to her father, offering him her hand, but Odin then grabs Hela by the neck. Hela, showing Odin his mercy, activated her crown and broke the curse. Hela is now reunited with her crown because she is finally worthy of it in a certain way. However, she is no longer shown the goddess of death, but with this new bright silver armor and crown, the goddess of perhaps light. The Watcher now speaking, saying the 10 rings and the armies of Asgard formed an alliance and built an empire. The new team fighting for freedom of the 9 realms of the cosmos. As the Watcher speaking, we see Thanos in Infinity War taking a young Gamora's hand. This possibly suggesting two outcomes: Thanos having a change of heart and not snapping half the universe away, or the other outcome could have been Hela and Wenwu stopping Thanos at Gamora's planet, stopping his destruction before it's too late. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think of this. This has been my breakdown of episode 7 of season 2. Let me know in the comments again what you thought of this episode. I definitely enjoyed this episode, I gotta say. We only got 2 more episodes, and I'll be breaking those down, so stay tuned. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have an incredible day.